Girlfriend of 7 years cheated on me with her roommate. So for a little backstory, me, M24, and my, now ex, GF, F22, have been together since high school. We had been together just about 7 years. We attended the same college and eventually got an app together on campus. Neither one of us had many friends outside of each other and a few friends from HS. One night we sat down and talked about how as individuals we had goals to go out and meet people and make friends. We both did. She in particular met this one girl, let's call her A, and they hit it off really well. Cool, all is well, we've had a few double dates, been to each other's APTs, etc., as A has a BF that I'm friends with as well. Fast forward maybe like 7 to 8 months after they met me and my GF lease was ending and she was graduating and I was still working towards my degree, so I needed to stay in the city. She wanted to go elsewhere and ended up getting in duplex, 1 hour away from me, with A. I felt a little insecure just because I wanted my GF to live with me, lol, but I move on. Fast forward a couple months, my GF breaks up with me very randomly and says we need to take a break, cites my mental health and stress levels, which I admit were pretty high during that time, and towards the end of us living together, we decide to break up. Then after about 2 to 3 weeks maybe of limited/no contact, we end up reconciling after I drove to go see her and talk it out. In this talk, she tells me that a guy asked her for her number at work and she gave it to him. She said he texted her about meeting up for drinks and she originally said no and didn't want to. She decided she's single and can make male friends if she wants and said it was harmless. My feelings were hurt that she would have intentions to meet up with someone that quickly after breaking up with me. I put my pride to the side and say okay, just delete his number and show no more interest. Okay, cool. We move on. Fast forward 1 year and I bought my GF concert tickets for 5/31 and we planned to go together. A few days before the concert I explained I wouldn't be able to make it, but I still wanted her to enjoy herself, so I said she should see if I wants to go. I wants to go, okay cool, she can have my ticket. They decide to get a hotel across the street from the venue so they can drink and just crash there, 1 hour out from GF's duplex. My GF says she still wants to spend some time with me, so I come visit her for a couple of days and she asks if I can dog sit her and A's dogs when they go to the concert. I agree. They go to the concert and she FaceTimes me that night and she was pretty drunk, but I didn't think much of it. I end up going to sleep early that night. The next morning my whole f***ing life was flipped upside down. I'm outside, she comes out and gives me a hug and we exchange greetings and I notice a hickey on her neck. Not even 5 minutes later I ask her, did I do that? She says no. I thought she was joking, so I asked again, confused. She says no. I said, who did? She says, I didn't expect this to come up so quick. But a silence. There was a lot of alcohol that night and a lot of sexual things. I say, so you cheated on me, is what you're saying? She says no, then I explain how that is definitely cheating. I grab my shit and I leave. She texts me that she's sorry and it didn't mean anything. She doesn't want to be with A. She was really drunk and made a bad decision. I told her I needed space, so I took a few days and talked to my therapist, and a few days later me and ex meet up where I break up with her and we go our separate ways. Maybe the next day, I ask her like, how long have you been sexually attracted to A? She explains that she's not and she was just ridiculously drunk and has questioned her sexuality before, so in that moment was curious. I mentioned to her that there's no way for all three of us to move on. Someone has to move, contact has to be cut, like that's the only way I'd ever even be able to try and reconnect. She said she feels like she's already lost me, so it's hard to imagine losing her only friend as well. I say I understand and then no response. She has apologized to me, but at the same time it's never really seemed like she has grasped how big of a deal it was, and so I've been getting what feels like nonchalant attitude. I feel like she hasn't fought for me at all outside of saying I want to make this right and that she was waiting on me to tell her what to do. I don't know what to do. I love this woman, we've literally grown up together, this is my best friend. Every day I cycle through sadness of losing her, then anger for what she did to me, then sadness when I think about her moving on, then I think about getting back together with her while she's still living with A. 7mo left on lease, and it makes me sick to my stomach thinking that it could happen again, then I feel numb, then I repeat. I've been smoking so much to try and keep my mind off it, but it's not working. I don't know whether to give her a second chance and try and rebuild, or should I just leave things where they are. I'm absolutely heartbroken that she could betray me this way, and at the same time I just want my best friend back. Just wanted to get it out of my head and see if anyone has any advice. Thank you. Now some of the comments. So she cheated on you and didn't care or seem remorseful. Then when you told her to cut off the person she cheated with, she turned to you and pretty much said no. Dump this chick. You care for her and she cares for her friend. She chose this friend over you. She isn't willing to lose her friend, but is willing to lose you. She's made her choice, now you have to make yours. From the way she reacted, I'm honestly willing to bet she doesn't see it as so bad. BC, it was with another girl. She thinks you'll get over it and it will all be fine. See how she reacts if it were flipped. Say, how about I hook up with my male friend? No big deal, right? Bet she'd say, but that's different. She's a child who thought it would be all fun and giggly to play bisexual for a night and return to you. She has a lot of growing up to do, op. If she can't even understand why this is cheating, what's to keep it from happening again? No remorse, no real possibility for reconciliation. Then on top of it, she chooses her friend over you. It doesn't sound like she's that much into you, not nearly as much as you are with her. Go out and find someone a bit more mature who will actually care about your feelings and not cheat. Sounds like an exit affair. Y'all got together really young and she's outgrown the relationship. But she was too weak mentally to do things the right way. I see you must have some social anxiety or other issues that probably have worn on her, just guessing by the fact that you bought her tickets, said you couldn't go, but then ended up dog-sitting anyway? As you said, she's not really fighting for you. I think guilt and sunk cost keep her talking to you, but as painful as it is, you've got to cut contact and begin to redefine yourself and move on. This relationship started as kids and it's ended in a similar toxic way. It's time for you to really grow as a person and adult and let this child go. Edit, it's guilt. Not remorse. Guilty for hurting you, but not remorseful for doing what she wanted. The sex of the person doesn't matter. The cheating is a breaking of trust and boundaries. She is too focused on the gender of those involved and not the damage caused. The trust broken. The boundaries breached. She is too immature or too insensitive to typical relationship boundaries. If this is the case, then it should have been discussed as an open relationship with same SEC partners before breaking the boundaries. How it sits now, she doesn't appear to have the cognitive ability to understand boundaries or the maturity to empathize with the pain caused if she does understand. Either way, she is not a viable partner. She is incapable of respecting boundaries, nor empathetic thought. This is just the beginning. So you need to remember, only you have your own mental well-being as a priority in this situation. Her priority is minimizing the disruption to her life, i.e., sociopathic processes. Please respect yourself enough to make yourself a priority. Okay, so if you read enough of these threads, you will see this is normal, unfortunately. The guy during the breakup was pre-planned. They already had something, and that is why the breakup happened. She either cheated with A and will continue to cheat, or A is covering why she is sampling the field. Either way, you need to cut ties and work on yourself. You were together young, and this can be super hard. Get a counselor and someone outside your mutual friend group you can talk to. Getting involved in something physical, like working out or running, helps.